So you have the money that Erasmus gives you and you want to do one more trip. Here's how to save money while studying abroad. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Magda and today we're going to talk about how to save money while you're on Erasmus. So number one thing to do when you get to your destination is to sign up for any student organization. It can be ESN like this one, or it can be any type of Erasmus family as it was on my Erasmus. It can be Erasmus Generation, ACE, whatever they call it. It's some kind of international student organization. They organize parties, trips, some discounts like for example, with ESN, Ryanair discount. With other things, you can get maybe some Flixbus. Also with ESN, it's the biggest one for Erasmus students, and you can get like discounts everywhere for anything. Like they have some kind of museums discounts, some places to eat, hostels. You can check all of them on the ESN website. But if you are in a smaller city, the probability that you have ESN, it's low. For example, I was in Cordoba, now they have ESN, but 3 years ago there was Erasmus Family and I guess ACE. I was mostly with Erasmus Family. We had this beautiful bracelet and you can save tons of money with them. So you basically travel for lower prices, you travel with your friends, you make new friends while you're traveling, you travel to the best places around. They know where to go, they know what is interesting, they know what you have to see while you are there. So for example, when I was in Cordoba, we went also to Morocco, we went in Morocco to Sahara, we went to Cadiz, Valencia, Salamanca for like Noche Vieja, which is like New Year's Eve for students. We went to a lot of different places. In one moment, I was basically either having a weekend of the travel, like 3 days where I was traveling with them, or like 1-day trip, or there was like a huge party on Saturday. You cannot imagine how low the prices can get. They gave you the ride, so it's normally a bus or the boat when we were going to Morocco. We went to Gibraltar. We went to all of the places which were around. Also, you get the orientation days. We had orientation month, which they were calling 4 orientation weeks, where you meet all the people, you get to know the city, they do the city tour. Andalusia is known from flamenco, so we had all this flamenco show, we could eat some food from there, we went to do like some barbecue together, we were having some picnics. All the stuff is organized for you, so it's all about you knowing new people, and it's all in the low prices. Later on we had like discounts to get to the clubs, or either we were getting for free. There were like beer pongs with low prices, there were discounts for drink, happy hours, all the stuff you can imagine. That's what you're gonna have with all the students organizations. So sign up to the student organization. It's normally not a high price, I would say between 10 and 20 euro, and you get like some welcome pack, so you get like the card, or you get the bracelet, or any kind of stuff that you can get identified that you have the thing, and you get like maybe backpack, maybe a cup or something like this. So it's a good price because you get discounts. My second tip to get some savings is drinking and eating with your friends. So you make this ton of friends on the first few weeks, you hang out with them, you either live with them or you live close to them, because basically everyone lives close together, but I should make another video about where to live, how to find a flat and everything. But basically you can eat with these people. Whenever you eat with everyone, you pay less. But I mean eat and cook and do it at home. I'm not talking about eating at the restaurants. Eating at the restaurants is a whole other story. So eat and drink with your friends back home, like invite to your flat or get to their flat, get to know them, eat with them. Maybe someone will cook something special for you because they are from totally different country and they will cook for you their typical food. Eating with Italians is the best thing ever, and like eating their pasta, it may be like the easiest pasta ever. It can be just pasta with tomatoes or something like this, and it's amazing. Like it's so good, and you will pay €1, €2 per person. Like how much can you get for a plate of pasta? And if you would go to the restaurant or if you would cook just for yourself, you will always pay more, because if you were traveling alone or if you were living alone, you know that making amount of food that you need to eat is difficult for one person. So it's always easier to eat in a bigger group, and it's always cheaper. Drinking together is the best idea because you drink before the party at your home. So you buy the alcohol, you can pay, I don't know, €5 for a bottle of vodka or bottle of rum or whatever. You mix it with some Coca-Cola or with Sprite and you have a drink. You don't have to pay €5 for a drink in best case scenario. Where we were, the drinks and the beer was really cheap because it was a small city. But if you are in a big city, that's how you save money. So you already go to the party and you're already drunk, and then on a party you drink not so much. So that's the way to save the money. Obviously, you don't only save money while you are eating together and drinking together. You get to know each other better. Because if you are staying at home, you eat alone or you eat only with your flatmates, you're always with the same people. If you are eating with, I don't know, 10 other people, every single time you can talk with another person, or every 5 minutes you can change the group. So it's a good idea to go eat together, go drink together. When you are drinking, you can do drinking games, you can have so much fun, and you are not getting to the party alone, you are always together. So it's really good also to make friends, to find out something new about the people. So I really recommend you to eat together and drink together back home. So obviously not always you're gonna be able to eat with someone else. So my tip number 3 is to eat at university with discounts and figure out what grocery shops have the best prices and the best quality. Because sometimes you go to one shop, as I did for my first month. I was going always to one shop, and then I realized that 50 meters from that store there was another store and it had everything. So this store, basically, if you go to Spain, Mercadona is life. Mercadona is the best store ever, and you cannot even imagine how good prices they have. Everything is lower price. You have like the pack of 3 baguettes for €1. So you have a bread, you have like frozen stuff, you have all the veggies that are pretty good, you have everything, even ham or something like this. It's really cheap. The best thing is that it's always open, at least the one which was close to me. It was open, not always, I mean like not 24 hours. I mean there was no siesta break. So when you are in Spain, be careful about it, because there are like siesta time and the shops are closed for 2 or 3 hours during the day between like, let's say 1:30 or 2 and 5 p.m. So figure out what are the stores that have the best prices, the best products, and where you can buy the stuff that you're not gonna waste money on. And I know a lot of people who are doing shopping in Carrefour. I don't know how it's in France, but in Spain and at least in Italy, it's really expensive. And then eating on the university. Most of the universities, either you have to make a card that you have like the money on the card and you get the food for discount, or you just a student and certain type of meals, so for example first, second and dessert with water will be a certain price. So I don't exactly remember how much it was in Spain, but let's say it was €5. So for €5 you would get the plate of pasta, the plate of, let's say, veggies and the meat, and then you can get either the fruit or the yogurt, whatever, some kind of sweet, let's say, postre. And then you are getting the water bottle. So you could get a lot of food for not a lot of money, and you don't have to prepare it, you don't have to care about it. And it's the same here in Italy. You can get a card, you have a discount with this card. So figure it out, that's really important. Also in Spain, it's really normal to eat breakfast on the university, at least in south of Spain. So you could get like a tostada, which is a piece of bread that is toasted with tomatoes and oil, and you could get it for €1 on €1.20, and it's delicious. It's fresh tomatoes. If you are in south of Spain, you have to try it. Tip number 4 is to rent a bike or buy the public transport pass, whatever you call, like a card where you have like a monthly or yearly ticket, or how it's in Spain normally, you buy a card and you have mostly almost twice cheaper ticket. So if you don't have a card, you pay $1.30, and you have a card, you pay 70 cents. So it is a difference if you need to use it. If you can buy a monthly, or if you are staying for 2 semesters, buy a yearly ticket, unless you can walk on the university as I did, but I was regretting it in one moment because some people were buying like used bikes, which actually Erasmus Family, the organization I was hanging out with, selling the bikes for €20. So I don't like the bikes, but maybe if the university is 2 or 3 or 4 kilometers away, maybe it's a good idea to rent a bike. Or if you buy a used bike for 20-30 euro and you have a bike for the whole year, and then maybe if you're lucky, you are able to sell it to someone else. Another thing you have to think about is your flat. Because for your apartment, that's where the money gonna go. So you have to figure out more or less cheap room, and the best case scenario is fixed expenses. So you either pay for one or two of the expenses, or you have fixed number for the expenses. For example, when I was in Spain, I didn't pay for water. I was paying for electricity, gas, and for internet. So always have Wi-Fi at home, and if you can, have the fixed prices for the electricity, gas, water, whatever expenses are for the flat. Also, when you are looking for a flat, the first thing I can tell you, look it up on Facebook, look it up on the announcements on the internet, because it's gonna save you so much money. A lot of universities give you the opportunity to do it with some agencies that they have some deals with, but from my experience, there are like 50 or 70 euro more that you have to pay normally. So be careful about it. Maybe don't do the shortcut, because you're gonna pay every month. If you're going for the 1 year Erasmus, so let's say 10 months, 50 euro, it's 500 euro a year. So 500 euro is probably another 1 month or 2 months of your rent. So be careful about it. Think about it when you are renting your flat. Last but not least is do the budget. So you have the money that Erasmus gives you, figure out how much money is it, how much money you're gonna get when you're gonna be back home, how much savings you have, how much money you want to spend on Erasmus, and budget it. But first one, figure out your expenses. Figure out how much you pay for this, for that, for that. As I told you with the grocery shops, figure out where you can buy stuff cheaper and where and how to spend money. After this video, you should not have problems to make your budget, at least a little bit cheaper. So I hope these few tips will help you to save money while you are on Erasmus. If you have any other suggestions, leave them in a comment down below, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and see you in another video.